I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the
I
meeting.
gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
That's a possibility for real.
Yeah.
Angel Reese's strike plan has exploded into controversy and is shaking the WNBA to its core as players demand fair wages before the 2025 season even begins. On March 7th, during her Unapologetically Angel podcast with Dallas Wings guard Dejanay Carrington, Reese dropped a bombshell. She hinted that if the league doesn't meet their demands during the upcoming collective bargaining agreement, CBA negotiations, players might simply sit out. Reported by Sportico, SI, and Daily Mail, this provocative statement has ignited a firestorm that is reverberating throughout the league and beyond. The controversy deepened shortly after the WNBPA opted out of the current CBA in October 2024, moving its expiration from 2027 to October 2025. Reese's bold strike hint coming at such a critical juncture has set social media ablaze. Posts calling it the boldest stand yet, and Reese leading the charge flood platforms like X, though overall sentiment remains mixed. At a time when the league is basking in a historic 2024 season, with 2,353,735 fans filling arenas and a groundbreaking $2.2 billion media deal in place, players like Reese, who earns just under $75,000 in 2025 as part of her $324,383 rookie deal, are fed up and ready to fight for a bigger slice of the pie. Reese's comments on the podcast were far from offhand remarks. She stated, "I need to be in the players' union meetings because I'm hearing that if the league don't give us what we want, we're sitting out." Her co-host Carrington, a veteran with the Wings and a former WNBPA representative, followed with a simple, "That's a possibility for real," which added fuel to the fire and demonstrated that this isn't just Reese speaking out on her own. The conversation has become a rallying cry for many players who feel that their contributions are being undervalued. Reese's frustration is deeply personal. On an October 2024 Instagram Live, she complained that her $74,909 base salary for 2025, part of her $324,383 four-year deal according to Spotrac, barely covers her $96,000 annual rent. In a tone that mixed humor with raw honesty, she joked, "The WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think it pays one of my bills."
Basketball star Angel Reese says her WNBA salary does not cover her rent. An ongoing Instagram Live, the Chicago Sky star says she pays $8,000 per month for rent.
That clip went viral, racking up over 100,000 views on YouTube and resonated with countless players across the league who are forced to seek additional income by playing overseas for $50,000 to $100,000 during the off-season. Despite endorsements from major brands like Reebok, Beats by Dre, and a six-figure deal from Unrivaled, boosting her NIL valuation to $1.8 million at LSU, Reese is fighting for the 144 players on WNBA rosters who often struggle financially. The timing of this strike plan is particularly explosive. The 2024 season was a breakout year for the league. 2,353,735 fans attended games, the highest attendance in 22 years, and 657,000 viewers tuned into televised games, reaching a 24-year peak. The league's recent $2.2 billion 11-year media deal with Disney, NBC, and Amazon, signed in July 2024, is set to add $200 million in annual revenue starting in 2025. Yet despite this windfall, only 9.3% of the 2024 revenue is allocated to player salaries, according to Bloomberg. In contrast, the NBA operates on a model where players receive roughly 50% of a $10.6 billion revenue stream, translating to $5.3 billion for players, with average WNBA salaries at $119,590 and maximum contracts for stars like Aja Wilson capped at $252,000, while NBA players average around $10 million and stars such as LeBron James earn up to $50 million annually. The staggering 17x gap is impossible to ignore. Reese's strike hint has divided opinions among fans. Many on social media are cheering. Finally, someone's fighting for fair pay, with posts posts receiving upwards of 10,000 likes. Yet others scoff, questioning how the league, already operating at a reported $10 to $20 million annual deficit subsidized by the NBA, could afford increased wages without jeopardizing its financial stability. This debate is further complicated by the league's expansion plans, with teams set to debut in Golden State in 2025 and in Toronto and Portland in 2026. Players such as Brittany Griner and Satu Sabali, who recently signed one-year deals with hopes of higher salaries in the 2026 market, add pressure to the negotiations. Reese even warned on the podcast that the 2026 rookie class might out-earn her, stating, "It's gonna hurt when the new draft class makes more than me." For many players, the record-breaking numbers from 2024, 2,353,735 fans, 657,000 viewers, and a 142% boost in finals ratings should translate to fair pay, and Reese's strike plan is amplifying that demand to a point where it cannot be ignored. Support for Reese's stance is growing within the league. Veteran voices add weight to her claims. For example, Carrington, who averaged 12.7 points in 2024 for the Wings, reiterated the possibility of a strike, and her comment has been viewed around 30,000 times on X. The WNBPA, under Executive Director Terry Carmichael Jackson, opted out of the CBA in October 2024 in an effort to realign the business and secure proper wages. Reese's comments align with this mission for systemic change. Other prominent players are also speaking out. Kelsey Plum, a guard for the Las Vegas Aces and the WNBPA vice president, has publicly pushed for an NBA-style revenue-sharing model, stating, "We deserve a fair cut of the revenue we generate," a sentiment echoed by 80% of players in a recent WNBPA survey. New York Liberty star Breanna Stewart, the 2018 MVP, who averaged 23.4 points and 8.5 rebounds in 2024, told ESPN, "We're finally valued, but we need the money to match." Sabrina Ionescu, also with the Liberty and averaging 19.8 points and 6.7 assists, tweeted in November 2024 that $64,000 for a rookie isn't enough. We're worth more. A post that received 15,000 likes. Even rival Caitlin Clark, who earned $76,535 in 2024 and drove 15 million Fever Sky viewers, commented with a curt fax that earned 25,000 likes on X. These voices collectively underscore the widespread belief that despite impressive growth and rising popularity, WNBA players are not receiving their fair share of the revenue they help generate. Reese's personal financial struggles add a raw, emotional dimension to this controversy. Her reported $74,909 base salary for 2025, part of a $324,383 four-year deal, falls far short of covering her $96,000 annual rent, a fact she has repeatedly highlighted since her rookie days.
He ain't pays them bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills.
Many players, including Brittany Griner, earn between $50,000 and $100,000 overseas to supplement their income. Reese's teammate Camila Cardoso, who averaged 9.1 points and 2.2 blocks in 2024, played in Brazil for $60,000 during the offseason to support her family, while 2024 All-Star Nafisa Collier, averaging 20.4 points for the Lynx, earned $60,000 in Spain in 2022 to afford childcare. These personal stories highlight the harsh economic realities many players face and further justify the call for a strike. Critics of the strike have been quick to point to the league's financial challenges. Some X-users mock, "Reese's strike won't work. The league loses $10 to $20 million yearly," referencing the NBA's subsidized deficit that has persisted since the WNBA's inception in 1997, as noted by Forbes. However, supporters counter these arguments by citing the league's recent growth figures, such as the 15 million Fever Sky viewers that Reese draws and her impressive 2024 All-Star statistics, 12.5 points and 8 rebounds, to argue that increased revenue sharing is not only justified but necessary. The debate has become a microcosm of a larger issue. While the WNBA's revenues have surged thanks to a new media deal and record-breaking fan engagement, a disproportionately small percentage of that revenue reaches the players. The league's response, or notable lack thereof, has only deepened the controversy. The WNBA's 2024 revenue of $200 $500 million, up 48% from 2023, contrasts sharply with the mere 9.3% allocated to player salaries. Meanwhile, the NBA's model, where players receive about 50% of a $10.6 billion revenue pool, resulting in $5.3 billion for players, highlights the vast disparity. With the current CBA set to expire in October 2025, players are now demanding not only a soft salary cap and higher minimums, a proposed $100,000 for rookies, compared to the current $64,000, but also a substantial increase in revenue sharing, with proposals calling for a jump from 9.3% to roughly 20%.
Thank you, Ron. Well, good evening, everyone. It's great to see you all here, and welcome to the 2024 WNBA Draft presented by State Farm.
Understanding the historical context of WNBA labor disputes further illuminates the current situation. In 1999, the league's first CBA set the average salary at a mere $30,000, up from $15,000 in 1997. And even then, stars like Lisa Leslie and Cheryl Swoops earned substantially more overseas, yet still faced financial hardship. In 2003, after a threatened work stoppage, the average salary was raised to $45,000. The 2011 NBA lockout further delayed wage negotiations, leaving players like Candace Parker, who earned around $90,000 in 2010, frustrated enough to seek better opportunities abroad. The most recent 2020 CBA increased the salary cap to $1.3 million and raised the average salary to $119,590, a significant improvement from 2010's figures, but still a far cry from NBA parity. Reese's 2025 strike plan taps directly into this long history of undercompensation and is being amplified by a podcast clip that received 50,000 views in just 24 hours, signaling that the stakes have never been higher.
She is a member and was a member of the inaugural board of advocates, and we still claim her as one of our advocates.
Fan reaction is also playing a critical role in this unfolding drama. Recent posts on X reveal a divided fan base. Some fans are rallying behind Reese with claims that her strike could force a salary cap of $500,000 by 2026. Posts on this theme have received around 12,000 likes. In contrast, others warn that a strike might kill the league's momentum, potentially causing viewership to drop by 10%, as indicated by posts garnering 8,000 likes. The WNBA's record-breaking 2024 season, with 2,353,735 fans, the highest in 22 years, and 657,000 average viewers according to Nielsen, has built a passionate fan base that is now caught between supporting player rights and worrying about the league's long-term financial viability. Looking ahead, the potential outcomes of Reese's strike plan could fundamentally reshape the WNBA's future. Projections suggest that if the strike is successful, the 2026 CBA could result in average salaries doubling to around $150,000, with maximum salaries reaching as high as $500,000, and the players' revenue share could be increased from the current 9.3% to approximately 20%. Such improvements would not only reward the players' contributions, as evidenced by 657,000 viewers and a 142% finals rating boost in 2024, but might also attract top talent to the league, such as Paige Buckers, who averaged 21.9 points at UConn. On the other hand, a prolonged strike could delay the May 16th season start, potentially costing the league an estimated $5 million in gate revenue over 10 games, assuming $500,000 per game with 10,000 fans at $50 per ticket, and might even lead to a further drop in viewership if fans become disillusioned. There are risks on both sides. A successful strike might force the league to raise the salary cap to $2 million and the minimum salary to $90,000 by July 2025, leveraging the $2.2 billion media deal and projected revenues of up to $400 million in 2026. Conversely, a failure to secure concessions could label Reese as a disruptor, potentially impacting her future in the league, especially given her 2024 All-Star statistics, 12.5 points and 8 rebounds, and her ability to draw 15 million Fever Sky viewers. Her 1.8 million Instagram followers further amplify her voice, but any backlash could dent her image if the strike alienates a significant portion of that fan base. Throughout this drama, various video clips have become essential in conveying the story. In addition to the clips already mentioned, a 20-second ESPN highlight showcasing Reese's 2024 double-double performance, such as her 18 points points and 16 rebounds against the Aces on July 17th serves to underscore her on-court value. Other clips from WNBA press conferences contrast the league's focus on expansion with the pressing issue of player pay. Together, these clips help illustrate both Reese's star power and the passionate divide among fans and players. In summary, Angel Reese's strike plan is far more than a protest about inadequate wages. It is a call to action that challenges the entire financial model of the WNBA. With personal financial struggles laid bare, a long history of labor disputes in the background, and the league riding high on unprecedented growth in viewership and media revenue, the timing of this movement could not be more critical. Whether Reese's bold stance leads to dramatic improvements in player compensation or ultimately stalls the league's momentum remains to be seen. The coming months, as CBA negotiations unfold, will be decisive in determining whether this audacious move transforms the future of the league or forces the players back to the negotiating table under less favorable conditions. Drop your thoughts. Should Angel Reese lead the charge for a fairer wage structure in the WNBA? And be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned for tomorrow's update on this explosive story as it continues to evolve.